Good afternoon, everyone. This is John Rocconi, your Irwin Keith Progeny Ag Agronomist. We're in mid-February, and within this version of In the Field, I'd like to talk to everybody about some key points on getting set up for planting season.
The first thing I like to check on my planter when we're preparing for corn is the depth of the seed we're putting in the ground. I prefer 2 1/4 to 2 1/2 inches to increase several factors in your favor within your corn program on your fields. Seed depth reduces bird predation from blackbirds. It also establishes the brace roots at a level that will eventually hold your corn crop up after drying down. To get a good starting place on seed depth, I'd like to be 2 1/4 to 2 1/2 inches from the bottom of the seed furrow opener to the depth gauge wheel. While we've got time in the shops, we start working in on that right depth, and then when you get into the field, the first 2 to 3 passes, you can dial it in even better. After we've got the proper seed depth set, seed firmers and closing wheels are the next point of attention. With a seed firmer, make sure that you're getting good soil to seed contact and that your closing wheels are closing the furrow behind the planter. If some growers are using single press wheels that have high sands or loams and you change soil types, make sure that you're changing the tension on your closers. With single wheel systems, going across heavy buckshots can be a little bit tougher.
We were firm on getting our seed placed in the right zone. The next thing we need to know is what our hybrid does based on populations. Is your corn hybrid that you're planting on your farm need to be planted at elevated populations, or does it have the flex potential to have continued success at lower populations? All of that starts initially here within the chain drive and gearbox. High range versus low range, and then accommodating for your early season growing conditions is what we're looking for within this setup. We always forecast some amount over our desired final population just in case there's heavy rainfalls, if we have loss due to flooding. All of that happens right here. Make sure you know what your hybrid needs for success on your farm. We need to be checking our planter units at this point. Make sure that you've got the right plate needed for the size seed that you've purchased. Also, make sure that your baffle is in the correct position for the size of seed that you'll be dropping. Make sure you have good plate to brush contact and that those doubles and triple drops are being reduced. This is where the tires meet the road. We need to make sure what's happening inside here, making it to the ground correctly, and then covering it with soil is top priorities as we get ready for planting season. Now that we've got everything that can do with the planter worked on and running correctly, I want to remind everybody to be as safe as possible during planting season. We're rushed, we're in between rains, we're waiting on fertilizer. Everything is in a very small crunch time window right at the beginning of planting season. And if it's dry, we'll run as fast as we can and as long as we can. I want to remind everybody to be safe. Our families are around us, our pets and animals, things of high value that we might strike with implements. Take time to do what you can as best you can to start off your 2018 growing season. Be mindful of safety concerns, pinch points, using starter fertilizers or chemicals in furrow, use gloves and safety glasses where time permits, all that we can get home safe and in one piece at night. This is John Rocconi, and I'll see you down the field.